As time has gone on since Nightreign's release, we as a community have become more and more enlightened about many of the super vague and ambiguous descriptions that we get in all Souls games. In the case of Nightreign, that's including passive bonuses on your weapons during runs, and of course the modifiers that we get on all of our relics. Because of this, we're always seeing new builds, meta loadouts, strategies popping up all over the place, even when there hasn't strictly been a patch or an update. Just literally someone discovering what something actually does. I'm going to walk you through one such new meta build that people are rocking, which has particularly good synergy with Ironeye and his bow usage, making an already very powerful Nightfarer more refined and deadly. And if it's not the absolute optimal meta, it's still very good and something to consider which you may have not done before. Let's not waste any time, we're going to jump right in so you can get to increasing your OPness. The build revolves around 2 set relics that are guaranteed, and then 1 wildcard you can use to stack more of the buffs, or for whatever else that you fancy. The first relic being the Knight of the Lord, which is a blue relic you get for defeating the Knight Aspect Night Lord, and comes with 3 really awesome modifiers. Switching weapons adds an affinity attack, will infuse your weapon with a random element for 12 additional damage for 10 seconds each time you switch out to the weapon. This can be refreshed by constantly switching. The second modifier boosts attack power of added affinity attacks, increases your elemental damage for magic, fire, lightning, and holy infusions by 10%, which includes all sources of the elemental damage, whether it's a buff, a grease, or whatever. It doesn't affect ailment infusions like poison. And for the third modifier, we have switching weapons boosts attack power, which gives you a 10% damage increase over 10 seconds after you switch out your weapons, and it doesn't stack with itself in case you were wondering about taking that tutorial relic out as well. Bell Omen Fetish, was it? Yeah. We all know that this in and of itself is an absolutely awesome relic. It lends really nicely to the Ironeye's bow gameplay after his 4 shots, just quickly switching the weapon off and on again, or to another bow or another weapon and back, then starting up your attack chain again. We're going to combine this with our second relic, a green one, which you acquire from the collector signboard for 3 of the currency, meaning you're going to have to have defeated an Everdark Sovereign if you want the set one, because the only relic modifier for the second relic that we're actually after, in order to have really nice synergy with this specific build here, is improved initial standard attack, which is one of those modifiers that has taken us really long as a community to actually figure out what it does. No, it doesn't make the attacks of your starter weapon stronger. It increases the damage from your first light attack in the chain by 13%. So with Ironeye, he has a 4-hit attack chain with his bow. That first hit gets a 13% damage buff. And what's really awesome about this relic modifier is it does stack. So if you're lucky enough to have multiple relics, you'll be able to get 26% out. I was not lucky enough. Having scoured through all of my relics up until this point, I could only get it from the set one from the collector signboard, which is why I'm saying the third relic is a bit of a wild card. Sure, it's fine for a build to use all these god roll relics and stuff, but for someone who's just firing up the game who wants to go and make it, if the build primarily centers around set relics you can purchase from a merchant or earn by defeating a Night Lord, etc., I just think that's more useful. I'm gonna get to exactly why this is so great with Ironeye when he has 2 bows equipped, one in the offhand, one in the main hand. But first, let's take a look at the build in action with just 1 bow in your main hand to show you the base core premise of it. You see my relics, I've got 2 epic pulley bows equipped over here. With the improved initial standard attack, the first hit in the chain hits for 98, then 87, 88, and 95 for the chain attack finisher. After swapping the weapon out, the pulley bow's attack goes from 86 to 95, and we get plus 13 affinity added on as well. This time when we do the combo chain, it's 122 to start with, then 109, 110, and finishing with 118. After completing 1 or 2 full combo chains, you can then swap the weapon back to refresh your buffs, and that is your build sorted. Because don't forget, when you're actually using this up against enemies, your stamina will be decreasing for each attack, so the opportunity to swap your weapons is a good pause for you to get your stamina back. But here's where it gets really interesting if you want to refine it a little further and be a little bit more disciplined with it. If you've got 2 bows, which are very easy to acquire during your run, 1 in the offhand, 1 in the main hand, cycling between your standard primary attack with R1 and the offhand with L1 as it doesn't power stance with bows, you're able to loop back and forth between the initial standard attack for your primary and secondary weapons without any lag in between them, automatically switching out the bows. It looks like you're just continuing continuing on the combo. You really notice them swapping when you've got two different affinities on the different weapons. This way you're always hitting for that 122 boosted damage, or whatever that boosted initial standard attack damage number is for you with whatever bow you've got. You will feel the benefits of using this approach with two bows if you have two lots of the improved initial standard attack relic modifier, because each of those first attacks in the chain will be doing 26% increased damage. It's still pretty awesome, as you can see, even with just one of the relic modifiers. Is it worth all of the micromanaging, going backwards and forwards, cycling to the right weapons, to the right bows, over just doing it with one bow? That I can't really answer for you. Maybe, maybe not. But whether you use the first or second version of it, they are both really powerful. The build is solid. I'm really keen to test out the second version of it, but of course that is dependent upon getting the right relics. I literally do not have another initial standard attack. I took it out for a spin on a run, so I'm going to show you some clips of it in action. I was, however, paired with the actual final boss of McDonald's Wi-Fi. The ping was OP, but it'll give you a flavor of what it's like in actual practice. Hopefully this is useful. Give it a spin. Let me know how you get on in the comments. I do similar builds and guides for all sorts of games. Feel free to subscribe for more if you dig them. But either way, thanks for watching, and until next time, I'll see you in Limbo.